I'm not a child, Sasha.
When you're not a child, I'll tell you. Now you.
Oh, all right. Oh, it does that when I run.
Off you go.
Nicolas II, the Tsarina, Her Imperial Highness Alexandra, the Tsarevich, Alexis, the Dowager Empress Maria, Her Imperial Highness the Grand Duchess Olga, Her Imperial Highness the Grand Duchess Tatiana, Her Imperial Highness, the Grand Duchess Maria. Her Imperial Highness, the Grand Duchess Anastasia.
My heart is filled with sorrow for the millions of us Russians, French and English, who have perished in this dreadful war. There is reason to believe that the United States will join us in our struggle soon. May God grant us victory in the months to come. And may He bless you all. Well, would anyone care to dance with me?
Me.
Anna.
You're my special love, you know.
I'm so happy.
The cost of war was very great for Russia. Death, starvation, discontent among the people. The time was ripe for revolution.
You just keep standing there, staring. I know. What do you think is happening? I wish they'd go away.
You know what Sasha told me? Papa's coming home.
He is? Why didn't you tell me so?
It's a secret.
If it's such a secret, how did Sasha know it?
Actually, she didn't tell me. She was talking to Monsieur Gilliard. I heard them.
Your mother wants to see you right away. All five of you.
What for?
I wouldn't know.
Why are those people at the gates?
I wouldn't know that either.
Come on, then.
Lord. Oh, dear Lord.
What's happened now in Petersburg? What do they say?
The rioting is worse, much worse. They think they're afraid they can't control it.
I don't understand it, Alex. How can this be happening? What are our soldiers doing?
Going over to the mob, they tell me.
It's those communists again, I know it.
Not this time. They're all in exile. Lenin, Trotsky, all those dreadful people.
Are we safe here, Alex?
Safe enough, I should think. Oh, Sophie, if only Rasputin were alive today. He was a saint. Whenever Alexei would bleed, he would always save him. Who's to save us now? Yes.
Your Majesty, their Royal Highnesses.
What will you say to them, Alex?
At least a little of the truth. I think I must. Now. I want you all to know that Papa is coming home. There's some trouble in the city, but it's nothing he can't put right.
It can't be nothing if he's coming home. Why are those people at the gates?
Well, you see, 4 days ago in Petersburg, a little crowd broke into the bakery shop and stole the bread. The next day there were riots, and the next day more. That's all it is. You mustn't be afraid. God put your father on the throne. Whatever happens is his will. And everything is part of his design.
The word for it is Zweirad. Zweirad.
What do I need to know that for?
In case you ever want to ride a bicycle in Germany.
Sie sind ein Dummkopf. We're at war with Germany.
Facility with many languages is necessary for young women of your rank and station. None of that. May we know what was being said?
He said, what rank and station?
No, that's quite enough. You are all members of a royal house. Your father's abdication does not alter that. Someday you will live in other courts and marry royalty. The King of England is your cousin and your father's friend. He'll make sure you're not prisoners here forever. Now, for class tomorrow, I would like you to study your Latin grammar and prepare pages for Your Majesty.
I have something important to tell you. Sometimes I think we try protecting you too much. Your mother's always treating you like little children.
So do you, Papa.
I know. We can't do that anymore. I've just been told that we have to leave here soon. We're being taken to Siberia. We won't be there for long. By Christmas time, God willing, we'll all be safe in London.
London?
Now, we must all be packed and ready. There are many things you'll have to leave behind. You understand?
Can we start packing now?
Yes. If you like. What matters most is that we'll all be together.
Come on. I'm taking Jimmy. Don't be silly. You can't pack a dog.
Oh, there you are. What are you thinking, wandering off? We're leaving any minute. Everybody's waiting.
Don't scold, Sasha. Please don't scold me. I was only... I shan't be here again. We won't be coming back here. Not ever.
I know. Now, come along.
Just 1 second more. Just so I don't forget.
You are a silly creature, Anna. Now look what you've made me do.
May I ask who all these people are?
Of course. My wife, you know. The Baroness Sophie, my wife's lady-in-waiting. My son. My daughters. Our family physician, Dr. Markov. His son and daughter, Serge and Irina. My son's nurse and the children's tutor. The rest are servants, chambermaids and cooks.
My orders make no mention of these people.
But they must.
I'm responsible for you, your wife and children, and the doctor, no one else.
I never thought to ask.
You should have.
I have endured enough. I don't care what your orders say. They're unacceptable. I will not have my household torn apart.
Attention, everybody. This journey will take at least 5 days. As you can see, we're meant to be a Red Cross train. If we are stopped on the way, don't show yourselves. Board at once, please.
I'll take Jimmy. Come on, boy.
Alexei, what's the matter? I don't feel well. I can't get to sleep. I can't sleep either. Put it back on. What do you know about Siberia? What do you want to know? 5 whole days on a train. I've never been that far from home. That's nothing. London's further. What's it going to be like to live there? I don't know. I hope it's nice. Papa says it doesn't snow. Can you imagine that?
Prince of Wales is just my age. His name is Edward. They say he's very handsome.
The family lived in comfortable captivity for many months. while turmoil increased in the revolutionary councils.
It's been forever. Can I see it now?
It isn't finished yet, Your Highness.
I don't care. Is that the way I look? Is you all right? Serge, can we ask you something?
Yes, of course.
Well, what we want to know is, Papa said we'd be in England months ago, by Christmas. Aren't we ever going to London?
You must ask your father.
When we do, he tells us not to worry.
Well, then you shouldn't. There's a different government in Moscow now. The one that sent us here is gone, you know.
Of course we know.
Well, it's causing a delay, that's all. Don't worry.
You're as bad as Papa. Come on. All right. I'm fine. You sure?
Good afternoon. I'm pleased to see that no one has escaped. There has been some anxiety on that account. My orders come from the Central Committee. I've shown them to the Colonel. You may see them if you like. The Colonel has, of course, relinquished his command to me. We will be leaving in a few days when my men have rested.
May we know where you're taking us?
To Moscow, naturally.
And may we know why?
That does not matter. In the future, you will stay inside the house. Guards will be posted. Other measures will be taken. You will address me as my men do, either commissar or comrade. That is all.
Always knew we'd never get to England. Your government has deceived us.
We did try.
What do you think will happen when we get to Moscow? Don't imagine they're going to let us go, do you? Is that Lenin going to set us free? God's sakes, Nicky, where are our friends? Where's King George? Where's President Wilson? Don't they know what's happened to us? Don't they care? Your mother's safe in England. Can't she make them listen? She could always make you listen.
That's enough.
That is all. You may go.
Volkov?
Next. One at a time.
We like to stay together.
Sit.
What are you going to do with us?
Exactly what I said. Deliver you to Moscow, neither more nor less. Face the camera.
Why? What is this for?
All prisoners must have their pictures taken.
Have you ever been a prisoner?
Yes.
What was our crime?
Hold still.
You hate us, don't you?
Take the picture. I spent 5 years in your father's prisons.
Why? What did you do?
I printed leaflets.
That's a lot more than I've done.
Where did I put your boots? I shan't be long.
I meant to ask if we could go outside. I didn't want to play. I just hate being told I can't. I know. I wonder sometimes. How does Papa stand it? He can't go out either. You're awfully brave.
Who, me?
The way you spoke up to him. Did you see his eyes? I don't know why he scares me so. I'm not afraid of dying.
I hate it when you talk like that.
It's not so terrible. I've come close lots of times. I've always known I won't grow up.
Stop it.
It's only that I'm just sorry for the rest of you.
You're going to be all right, and so will I. You know what Papa thinks. Someone's going to rescue us.
He thought we'd be in England by now. And Mama prays all day and tells me how God talks to her.
You think he doesn't?
Well, he won't talk to me, that's all I know.
Take that to Volkov. He can pack it.
I love you, Anna.
Not now. He's not to be disturbed.
I will be the judge of that. How is he? Will he live?
I can't be sure this early on.
I see no blood. If he's a hemophiliac, where is he bleeding?
On the inside, it's internal. Here and here. The bleeding can go on for weeks. The boy may never walk again.
Is it dangerous to move him?
It would kill him.
How long would I have to wait?
Weeks, months. I'm not a gypsy. I can't read the future.
Damn. I have no time to spare. Fetch me a doctor from the town. I want another man's opinion.
Anna.
I'm so ugly.
Don't be silly.
I am. I'm short and fat and ugly.
You'll grow taller, as your sisters did when you get older.
It's my fault. I saw him take the sled. I should have known.
It's no one's fault. You're not to blame yourself.
I am. I am.
It does no good to blame yourself. I often wonder if I had acted differently. Would we be here? Things have turned out otherwise.
New orders. We are not to take the prisoners to Moscow. Generals loyal to the Tsar have raised an army.
We will be leaving in the morning. Tell the prisoners.
Sophie,
Yes, dear?
tell me another story.
Oh, not another one.
When I was 6 and Grandma came to visit and we all went sledding on the Neva. That's a nice one.
I just told it, didn't I? No matter, never mind. We were at the Winter Palace, and your father was in London, visiting the king.
Halt! Dismount! You'll be staying here. Everybody get down.
Come, Alexei. Don't be afraid.
Yurovsky?
I am he.
They're yours now. I delivered them. The boy's been ill. The rest are well enough. What are you going to do with them?
Citizen Romanov. No, just the family and the doctor, no one else.
You are of no earthly use to me.
You are free to go.
For weeks, the family was kept in the house of special purpose under close guard.
What is it?
Nothing. Only that I love you.
It's not nothing. It's true. Alex, listen. All the rumors we've heard, they're true. There's an army coming for us.
Nicky, are you sure?
I know artillery when I hear it. They can't be more than 20 miles away.
Oh, Papa, after all this time.
Go upstairs and tell your sisters.
Thanks be to God.
Oh, Jimmy, it's all right. They're coming for us.
Get up.
What's happening?
There's an emergency. We have to move you out. Get dressed. Don't pack your things. There isn't time.
Where are you taking us?
This way. Sit down. We are preparing carts for you. Wait here. It won't be long.
Now listen. Our army must have broken through. That's why they're moving us. That means just a few more days and we'll be safe. That's all. Don't be afraid.
My orders have finally arrived. I am to execute you all.
What have you got?
Attempted suicide. She jumped into the Landwehr Canal. Some workmen dragged her out. I see this all the time these days. There's no work in the country, so they come to town.
Has she been conscious?
No. I have to stay.
What for?
I've got to file a report. She has no money, no papers.
You won't get much from her tonight. Give it a day or two. Don't worry. She's not going anywhere.
What are you doing out of bed? Where do you think you're going?
I want to leave.
Oh, don't let them catch you leaving. They've got guards here. Don't you know that? It's all right. It's all right. I won't tell anyone. There's no sense in getting you into trouble. Oh. My name's Clara. This place is full of crazy people. I'm not like that. I'm as sane as you are. I know everything about this place and everybody in it. Any questions? Ask me. But don't let them catch you trying to sneak out of here again. They'll put you in a padded cell. They've got them here.
Number 18. I was on duty when they brought her in last night.
Doctor.
Here. You see? I found half a dozen scars across her chest and back. They're bullet wounds.
How recent?
4 or 5 years ago. She must have gotten them in the war. And there's a massive scar on the occipital behind her ear. She's had at least one child, and there are signs of malnutrition.
Well. Good morning. My name is Hauser. I'm the chief of staff here. How are you feeling? Any better? Have you slept?
These people are not normal. Stay away from me. This is no hospital, it's an asylum, isn't it? Why should I be in an asylum?
You tried to kill yourself last night.
I did?
You've no memory of it?
No.
What's your name? No, it's all right. You can tell me.
I don't know.
Oh, I see. Where'd you come from? Where's your home?
I can't remember.
How old are you?
I don't know.
But you've no memories at all of anything? But what made you try to kill yourself, do you suppose?
I can't imagine.
Well, what's your first thought? Anything that comes to mind?
I want to leave here, Doctor.
Oh?
I didn't ask to come here. I'm not a lunatic. I want to go.
Well, where would you go if I let you?
Someplace safe.
Well, where would that be?
I don't know.
You want to run away and hide? What from?
I don't know. Dear God, I can't remember.
Are you afraid that they might find you here?
But they won't, you know. You're quite safe here. You're in good hands. I promise you. And I can try to help you if you want to make the effort. But in the meantime, I can't let you leave here. I'm afraid that you'd only find another bridge. I can't have that. How can I?
It's not a bad place, really. I've been in worse. They feed you, keep you warm. But if they catch you faking, out you go. They need the beds, you see. Yeah. Are you listening?
I'm sorry.
They say a lot of things about me, but one thing everybody says, I remember faces. Once I see one, once I see a face, I'll never forget it. Ask me where, I couldn't tell you, but I know I've seen your face. I don't know. It'll come back to me. I'm never wrong. Tell me, are you faking? It's all right. Don't blame you. I heard everything you told that doctor. If you're faking, this is a good place to hide.
Really, Clara, if you think... You don't know what it's like, not knowing anything about yourself.
If I forgot my life, I wouldn't mind.
Yes, you would. It's like being dead. Like death.
Quick! What on earth? Here, quick, have a look at this. Yeah. I did housework for a baron once. He used to live in Russia. He had pictures of the Tsar all over. See? Look at that. It's you, isn't it? I knew I'd seen you somewhere. Well, tell me, am I right? Are you a princess?
This is pointless. I remember nothing.
You sound curiously pleased about it. Cat and mouse is not a game that I enjoy.
What do you want from me?
Describe yourself. Are you an educated woman?
Of course. How can you ask?
I take it you can read and write?
Do I impress you as a peasant?
Here.
Is this a test? What would you have me read?
It doesn't matter.
Very well, if you insist. The words won't form, the letters don't make sense.
You have a scar on the occipital that's behind your ear. Someone or something struck you very hard. Do you have any notion of how it happened? When or where? And the other scars you have, they're bullet wounds, you know.
Of course I know. Why would anybody shoot me?
In the war, perhaps, so many families got caught up in the fighting. Where were you living then?
I don't know.
What's your native language?
Russian.
You seem sure.
I dream in Russian.
Would you speak it for me?
No.
Why not?
I'll never speak it. Ever.
All right. You don't have to.
I've been looking for you everywhere. I'll take her. Now, come along.
Where are you taking me?
Don't drag your feet. We've kept them waiting long enough. In we go.
What's happening? What do they want?
They want to talk to you. That's all. Sit down.
They frightened me.
They'll help us find out who you are.
What do they want my picture for?
To help your family find you. Think how they must feel. They don't know what's become of you. Now, hold still and look straight at the camera. Don't you want to smile?
Come on, let's get on with it.
You murderers! You filthy swine!
Stop!
You
I'll handle it. Go get a gun.
They're dead! They're all dead! Stay away from me!
You know me. I'm your friend.
You know what happened. You were there. You shot me here and here.
You tried to kill me, but I didn't die.
Oh, God! Alex had died! You even shot the dog! I know what you're here for. Stay away! Touch me and I'll kill you!
You're positive? That's everything she said. That's all of it.
Yes, I'm sure.
She didn't say how many people died, or who they were, when or where it happened.
No.
Well, either we've lost her or we've got her back. I understand you didn't want your picture taken. So why make such a fuss? Hmm? You can't be very comfortable in this. I'm sorry that it was necessary. But you have to understand that biting people is something that well-bred ladies don't do. All right. Now, what have you remembered? I gathered that there was a shooting. People died. Who were they? Who was Alexei? Was he your dog?
Don't be ridiculous. You doctors think you know so much.
You want to tell me who he was?
You'd like that, wouldn't you? For all I know, you're one of them.
It's always possible.
They lied to us. It's all they ever did. They promised we'd be safe, and look what happened.
And what did happen?
They'll kill me if they find out I'm still alive.
Couldn't I protect you from them? Who was Alexei?
He's dead.
You must have loved him very much. When did it happen? Was it long ago?
I think so. I don't know. There's so much I can't remember. It was hot. I'm sure of that. They woke us up. They told us to go into this room. They said to wait. And then, you see, I didn't die. I wish to God I had. I didn't ask to stay alive. It's not my fault.
Of course not. And no one blames you.
I'm the only one that's left. Why was I saved? Why take my brother and not me? He might have been the Tsar one day.
A Am I to understand that your father was the Tsar of Russia? He had 4 daughters, didn't he? Which one are you?
I am Her Imperial Highness, the Grand Duchess Anastasia.
I want an explanation. How did this happen? How in hell did this get out?
Half the patients know. They talk to visitors.
Well, I could have done without it. I tell you, we'll have reporters coming through the drain pipes. All she needs is some encouragement.
Well, let's move her to a private room. At least we'll keep the press away. What is it about Anastasia? How many false ones have there been? Half a dozen in the last year? They keep cropping up like daisies everywhere, all over Europe. Only this one's mine. I wonder who she really is.
There's nothing you could ask that I haven't asked myself. How I escaped, who saved me, where I've been. I can't remember. Mostly I see faces in my mind, like photographs.
Do you recognize them?
Father, mother, Alexei, my sisters. The dog. I see him. I remember how it felt to hold him. But he has no name. I even try to call him. I'll say, here. What's the matter with me?
It's probably the blow behind your ear. And it's possible you'll get your memory back. I can't be sure, but if you do, I have to warn you that there's a risk. You may not be Anastasia. You may have to give it up.
What do you mean? What are you saying?
You put yourself in my position. You're the doctor. And you have a patient who believes that she is Queen Victoria. Now, what would you think?
Your patient must be mad. Victoria's dead.
And so is Anastasia. I must tell you, there is evidence to prove it.
Evidence? How can there be?
There are witnesses and documents. We know what happened. After the assassination, the bodies of the royal family were taken to the woods, dismembered, and the pieces were soaked in acid.
Oh, dear God.
Their bones were found thrown down a mine shaft.
Just like that. No priest, no grave.
No one is missing. Do you understand me? All the family is accounted for.
They're not my bones. I'm still alive. But why? Why bury them like that? How could they? It's so horrible. Was Jimmy there? Did they dissolve him too?
Who is Jimmy?
He was in my arms when they shot us. Jimmy. That's his name. Oh, Jimmy. I remember. I remember.
Ah, we're nearly there.
Oh, Lord. If Cyril knew what I was doing. He's dead set against us having any contact with this girl.
She is probably a fraud.
But if she's not, if there's the slightest chance she's Nicky's daughter, oh, I don't know. You saw the doctor's letter.
Yes, but all he really said was seeing you might jog her memory.
I shouldn't. Cyril was right. If I go in, it looks as if I think she's genuine. Eric, would you see her for me? Would you please?
I'm not sure what it would accomplish.
You could give us your impressions. Tell us what you think.
For what it's worth, I won't be long.
Yes, of course I understand. I'm grateful that anyone has come.
Before I see her, tell me, what the devil do you make of her?
We'll listen to her first, and then we'll talk. There she is.
I never thought she'd be so beautiful.
Anna,
Yes?
I brought a gentleman to see you.
Am I supposed to know you?
No. We've never met. I'm Eric of Althoorndorf. You knew my Aunt Elizabeth, I think.
I did?
She lived quite near you, in Pavlovsk.
Elizabeth and Constantine, that's right.
May I?
Please.
I'm here today because, well, as it happens, I'm a distant cousin of your cousins, Cyril and Victoria.
They know I'm here? When are they coming?
Not just yet. They wanted me to meet you first.
What for? What are they waiting for? They don't believe it's me. You've come to test me, have you? Is that it?
They want to know about you. So do I.
I see. From the beginning? What I know is incomplete. You will have questions. So do I. After the shooting, I was rescued by a soldier. Alexander Tchaikovsky was his name. What I tell you comes from him. They piled our bodies in the yard outside. He saw me move. He took me to a house across the street.
Did no one notice?
There was much confusion. It was dark.
What happened then?
I was near death for many weeks. And after that, he drove me in a cart to Bucharest.
Romania? Why there?
He came from there. He had a house. We lived in it for 2 years. I can tell you very little of that time. My memory, as you see.
What did he look like, this Tchaikovsky?
He was ordinary looking.
Can you remember where his house was? The address? The part of town?
It was poor and very small. I was still so weak, I rarely left my room.
Did he have family living with him? But you met friends or relatives.
We were alone. No one ever came.
There were no witnesses to anything.
I do not lie. And then at some point in the second year, I married him.
Tchaikovsky?
He saved me. He was all I had. He wanted it.
How could you, knowing who you were, the daughter of the Tsar?
I wasn't certain who I was. The memories came and went. And then, one day, in the second year, my husband died. What happened was, we had a son, you see. I called him Alexei. He was sickly from the start. My husband had no work. There was no food, no money. We had nothing but my jewelry left.
I'm sorry. You had jewelry?
All of us. My mother, my sisters, We all had jewelry sewn up in our skirts. I gave it to him, every piece of it. He went off to sell it. But he never returned. Poor man, he was murdered for it. Someone killed him in the street. A neighbor must have told me. And then, soon after that, Alexei died. I took him to a church. They buried him.
Can you remember where? And after that?
I wandered. One day I remembered Papa's mother. She was saved. She went to England. I set out to find her. When I reached Berlin...
You must be tired. You've been very kind.
Would you tell Cyril and Victoria? Just tell them what I've said. Will you be coming back again?
I don't know. Would you like that?
That's completely up to you. Good afternoon, Prince Eric of Alt Hohendorf.
She's convincing. Is it possible she's genuine?
Well, there's more that I can tell you.
Drivel. I've never heard such patent drivel in all my life. Oh, it's clever, of course, but it's ludicrous.
Sorry, Cyril, but I can't agree with you. I find her story very touching.
I suppose it might appeal to the housefrows of this world. It's a fairy tale.
How can you be so unkind? For all you know, this poor girl might be Nicky's daughter.
Never in his life. She's a gifted fraud. There's not one thing she says that anyone can prove or disprove. Not one word.
Surely there must be some record of her marriage or the murder.
In Bucharest, in those days, it was chaos. The police proved nothing and never will. All this nonsense about her never speaking Russian, I mean, it's 'cause she doesn't know it.
I believe her reasons. In her place, I might well do the same.
My dear, listen to her story. She's rescued by a man she can't describe. She's taken to a house she can't remember. I mean, does she meet one single soul in 2 years? Not one. And then she has a child by this man, and I ask you.
All the same, it might have happened.
I can tell you why it didn't. You must test her story from Tchaikovsky's point of view. He rescued her. He knows she's Anastasia. He also knows about the jewels. He must have changed the clothes they shot her in. He has to know. But did he contact anybody? Or sell a single jewel? Not one. He lived in abject poverty for 2 years. All he had to do was leave her one jewel, just one. My dear, this girl may be many things. As you tell me, she's pretty. She may have the manners of a princess, but Nicky's daughter, she is not.
You want to put her to the test? Are you prepared to risk it?
There is no risk.
But what could we do?
It isn't difficult. Just bring her to someone who might recognize her.
We're no use. She was a child when we saw her last.
You need a person who was with her at the end. How much can she have changed since then?
Good Lord, I never thought. That's what to do. Of course.
Vicky, this can only end in disappointment. Oh, foolishness. So, my boy, you were taken with this creature.
One can't help it. It's a different story when she tells it. You should meet her.
Never.
Ah, there you are. Sophie, I must talk to you. Oh, of course, my dear.
Is there something wrong?
I have to ask you. It's difficult, but there's something you must do for all of us.
What is it?
Sophie, if you saw one of the girls, if you met one of Nicky's daughters, would you recognize her?
Anywhere. Of course I'd know that. It's that woman in the papers. Eric's been to see her. He thinks there's a chance she's Anastasia. So do I. There have been so many frauds. If this girl's just another one. Of all Nicky's children, I loved Anna the most. I've tried hard to put it in the past. I've tried forgetting. Oh, my dear, must it be me?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. May I ask, have we met before? I'm sorry, I can't recall. Who are you?
You should recognize me. Anastasia would.
You're not my Aunt Victoria. You look like... you were with us in Siberia.
You were my mother's friend. You're Sophie.
So I am.
Oh, Sophie. You're all right. We never knew what happened. You look wonderful. You're just the same.
You're not. The Anastasia I knew was very different.
I've grown up. You can't imagine what I've been through. But that's all finished now. I have you back. And Cyril and Victoria and Grandmother. Is she all right? I haven't seen her since... I'm like this now. There's so much I can't remember.
Have you? Nothing that was Anastasia's? A handkerchief, a ring, a letter, anything at all?
Why does it matter?
It would help.
Вы предпочитаете говорить по-русски? Это лучше для вас.
What's the matter? It's your language, don't you speak it? Never. After what they did to us, I never will.
Not one word, not a single sentence.
I can't do it. What are all these questions for? It's me you're talking to, for God's sake, Sophie.
I don't think we've ever met.
But I know you. I know how Mama loved you. You were always with her. When she couldn't walk, you helped her. And she had a pet name for you. Isa. That's right, isn't it?
You could have read that in a book.
I didn't. I can't lie to you. Why would I lie? I'm Anastasia.
I wish you were.
I am.
It's not her face. It's not her voice. I don't know who you are.
Don't say that. Sophie, please. I want to see my family. Where's Victoria?
You have no family here. It's a wicked thing that you're doing. It's so cruel of you. I loved Anastasia. I cared for her. And you come here with your bag of tricks.
Don't go. Don't leave me.
I had such hopes. But Anastasia is dead.
No. Sophie. No.
Anna? Anna, I believe you.
Anna, you can hear me.
Sophie didn't know me.
Come along now. You must stand up.
Don't touch me. Please.
You heard what happened?
Most of it.
If I'd ever thought it would turn out like this.
I warned her. It's a risk we had to take. She needed to confront it one way or the other. Well, at least we know the truth now. She's not Anastasia.
Oh. You give up too quickly. You weren't here. You didn't see her face. I tell you, I'm convinced she's real.
It would be nice to think so. Anna. Anna.
I'm no one.
No, that's not so.
I feel like nothing.
No, Prince Eric believes you.
Why?
He has no reason to.
I think I have.
Come. Let me take you home.
Oh, not back to the asylum, please. I can't bear it.
Well, we'll see.
I want a home. A room of my own.
Well, we'll talk. Now come. Come now.
What's this? Wake up, wake up.
I am awake.
It's bleak in here.
I prefer it dark if you don't mind.
I do mind, and so does Dr. Hauser. I've just been to see him, and I come with strict instructions, not another day in bed.
Difference does it make?
You either make an effort, or he wants you back.
I'm never going back.
That's better. That's more like it. Now, well, does it please your highness?
It's beautiful.
Of course it is. I have exquisite taste. Now you're going to dress and come downstairs. That's the end of it. I'll have Frida help you. You have 10 minutes. More tea?
Yes. And another piece of cake.
Oh. I've never told you, but I've seen you many times before we met.
You have?
Yeah, once you were on the Royal Yacht in Petersburg. You and your brother stood on deck. He wore a sailor suit.
Love to wear it.
All the other times were in the south, in the Crimea.
Oh?
My cousins had a country home quite near your palace. They were murdered by the Bolsheviks.
I see.
We have many things in common. We lost our titles too, you know. It all went when the Kaiser abdicated. My family's lands and money. Now I have my country house and this. The truth is, we were born too late. We don't belong in the 1920s. I was raised to be a prince, and you know what that means. I can talk on almost any subject, but I have no useful skills.
Why do you believe in me?
I don't know. You think I'm making a mistake?
I'm serious. I need to know.
Because I know it to be true. So much of life is like that. Take this music. Who can prove it's beautiful? What you remember makes no difference, not to me. What's this about?
I'm sorry, Eric. Would you stop, please? Mama used to play that. I think about her all the time. Oh, Eric, what am I to do? I want to see my grandmother. I miss her. I feel lost without her. She's the only family I have left that matters.
Yes, I know. But we must take this one step at a time. The first thing is to have you feeling stronger. After that, I'm glad you're here. Are you? Don't ask me why, but everybody comes here. It's an institution. Do you like it?
Oh, yes. How do I look? Am I all right?
You are perfect.
Truly.
Don't you know how beautiful you are?
My sisters were so tall and slim. I wasn't. It's so strange for me sometimes. No memories of growing up. I don't know how it happened. Do you know... Now, you mustn't smile at this, you promise? Mama never let us go to restaurants. Or if she did, I can't remember. I've never been in one before.
Poor princess.
You promise not to smile.
I'm sorry. I was passing by a shop today, and there was something in the window. It occurred to me that you might like it, so I bought it for you.
Me? Oh, Eric. Papa used to bring me presents every time he came home from the war.
Aren't you going to open it?
Oh, dear Lord.
You were pretty then as well. You're very welcome. Would you care to go upstairs and dance?
Why are you so good to me?
I've no idea.
Eric, darling, where have you been hiding? Everybody's been asking for you.
I've been busy.
So I see, yes. I don't much blame you. She is delicious. Well, aren't you going to introduce me?
Isabel von Hohenstaufen, Anastasia Romanov.
Romanov? Did you say Romanov? The girl from the asylum? Oh, my dear, I don't believe it, Eric. You must be joking, really. Now, come on. Now, you tell me who she really is.
If you'll excuse us, Isabel.
Does Cyril know you're seeing her? He'll have a fit. My dear, you must have wrapped Eric around your little finger. How on earth did you do that? I've been trying to for years.
I think that's quite enough.
It's simply too amusing. I mean, you introducing her to me with a straight face, me, a Hohenstaufen? It might interest you to know I knew the Romanovs, and you are nothing like them, dear. Nothing at all. I don't know where you get the nerve, or how you go on pretending after what's-her-name denounced you. All she wants is money, don't you know that?
Go to blazes.
Eric, you're a fool!
Anna, I'm so sorry. Things like this are bound to happen. She's an empty-headed bitch. You mustn't let her hurt you.
I'm not hurt. I'd like to tear her eyes out.
Would you now?
And don't you smile at me. I'm so damned angry.
That's what I've been waiting for. Just look at you. Now, you and I are going to dance and drink too much champagne. We have a lot to celebrate.
It's beautiful.
I've always loved it. I was born here. It's mine until the summer's over. After that, I rent it out in autumn, when the hunting season starts. The English do it too, you know. The world's not what it was. I've had to let most of the servants go. These days we let ourselves in, I'm afraid. Oh, there's something I forgot.
What is it?
This house was built by Father's father as a hunting lodge. The woods were wilder in those days.
You never talk about your family.
There's not much to say. My mother died when I was young, and Father never came back from the war. He wasn't very military. He liked to read and paint. You would have liked him. Elsa! Elsa, where the devil are you?
There's no reason to shout like that. I'm right here. I've been waiting. Your Imperial Highness. It's an honor.
Elsa, we could do with something cool to drink, and if there's anything to eat.
I won't be a minute.
Come on, I've got things to show you.
Eric, what's all this? Where did it come from? How did you find it all? That's the palace at Lavaria. And Papa playing tennis. I don't remember who that was. And there's our yacht. What was it called?
The Standard.
Yes, of course, the Standard. There I am on deck. That's me. Doesn't look much like me, does it?
What year was this, do you think?
I've no idea. Oh, Eric, is this really going to work?
It has to. It's the only way. We're going to jog some memories, Louis. Who knows what might turn up? Well, what's the book this afternoon?
Pickwick Papers. Ma loved these English novels. As for me, I still read like a child. How can anyone forget?
I have some news for you.
I've heard from your grandmother.
You have? What did she say? How is she?
She's in good health.
She's so strong, you know.
Oh, yes.
She always frightened everybody, even Papa just a little. Well, when is she coming here?
She's not.
Well, then we must go to her. When can we leave? How soon?
It's not that simple.
Why? If you can't leave, I'll go without you. I'm not afraid.
The problem is she doesn't want to see you. She refuses.
No, I don't believe it. Where's the letter? She can't refuse. She loves me. Why won't she see me?
Sophie didn't recognize you.
Sophie isn't family. I'm her grandchild. All she has to do is look at me. I'm going anyway.
You won't get in. The letter's very clear. There have been too many, Anastasia. Simply seeing you lends great weight to your claims.
I'm not claiming anything. I only want what's mine. I want my name.
You've got to understand. There's more than just your name involved. It's what comes with it. Power and position. And whatever wealth the Empress has, that all would come to you.
You think I care about that? I don't want it.
Cyril does. He's next in line if there should ever be another Tsar. He doesn't want you in his way.
What's that to me? I can't stop. I can't let it go at this.
Yes, I know. But Anna, listen. What we've got to do is clear and simple. We must find a memory in that head of yours, which only Anastasia could know. Something not in any book or photograph. You understand?
You think it's possible?
It has to be. Where was this taken?
I don't know. Lavaria?
When?
I can't think.
Try. What were you doing there?
It's hopeless, Eric.
No, it's not.
My head aches. Can't we stop?
Try again tomorrow. Where did you spend that summer? It's 1916, the middle of the war. Where were you?
At the Summer Palace.
Who came to visit you?
What makes that so important?
I don't know. Who came?
I can't go on with this.
You have to.
I'm a Romanov. How dare you say I have to?
It's for your sake.
Is it? Maybe it's for yours. I ask you, who is Eric of Alt-Hohendorf? An ex-prince who rents out his house? No wonder he believes in me.
Who came to visit?
Genghis Khan, what difference does it make? You're using me, that's all this is.
Anna, I love you. Since the day I met you, you've been all I've cared about. Who came to visit?
There are always people coming. I can't... Ernest.
What Ernest? Which one?
My uncle Ernest. My mother's brother.
The Duke of Hesse? No, that's impossible. A German general at your palace in the middle of the war?
He was there. I saw him. His uniform was white. He came out of my father's office, looked at me, and walked away.
Anna. That's it. I told you we'd find it. Only you could know that.
I can understand Your Highness's reluctance to receive her, but I beg of you to reconsider. I'm convinced the memory is genuine, and if Your Highness agrees that only Anastasia could have this memory, let her come to you, see with your own eyes, be the judge.
He makes it sound so easy.
Mother, if there's any chance she's still alive...
You think there is?
I think we have to make sure one way or another. As for the family, you know quite well what they'll say. They'll tell you she's a fraud. You know that.
I know they have to be consulted, surely. It's a family matter, is it not?
But, Mother, it's very...
Yes?
They have arrived, Your Highness.
Good. How many have we altogether?
16, I believe.
Well, 16 Romanovs in one room. It's been quite some time.
Your Highness?
I wish to make an entrance. You may sit. There are 47 Romanovs alive in Europe at this time. The issue we must face is, are there 48? We must speak about this Anastasia woman. I have recently received...
My dear Maria Fyodorovna.
In a moment, Cyril. I have recently received a second letter from a relative of yours.
Ah, yes. That would be Eric von Alt-Hohendorf.
He writes to me on her behalf. He's convinced she's genuine.
Well, the girl's pretty. He's smitten with her, I suppose.
Oh, that is neither here nor there. He informs me that this woman has a memory I find perplexing. She remembers seeing Ernest, the Duke of Hesse, at Levadia in August 1916.
Well, she asks us to believe that she saw a member of the German General Staff in Nicky's palace. Wonderful.
Has any of you ever heard of such a visit?
No.
Nor have I. The question is, could it have happened?
Well, have you brought the matter up with Ernest?
He denies it.
Well, then?
Ernest has political ambitions. He would naturally deny it.
Does the woman claim to know the reason for the visit?
No.
Well, how long he stayed, How he got in and out without trace? What is there to discuss? There's good reason to believe that the woman's wits are feeble. Sophie thought so.
I'm not prepared to rest this case on Sophie's judgment.
There is no case. Oh, I know the loss you've suffered. Everyone in this room has grieved for Nicky and his family. Don't you think we hope a child of his might be alive?
Not all of you. You're next in line, should there be a counter-revolution. You could be Tsar one day.
But this woman has been raped and beaten. She's born a bastard and her brain is damaged. If you put her in my place, I tell you, madam, you destroy the family. There'll never be another Tsar. It doesn't matter if her claim is genuine.
It matters to me.
My dear Maria, all this woman wants is money. She'll inherit yours, of course. And don't forget the funds that Nicky's family have in the Bank of England.
I don't think the money's there. The bank assures me Nicky spent it on the war.
Well, I'm not convinced. Anyway, there's only one conclusion. This woman is a fraud. What she remembers of her past is ludicrous.
She has this memory. Was Ernest there? Could it have happened? Is it possible? The Germans would have liked an armistice with us. They could then have sent their armies to the Western Front. But it was delicate. Who could they send to sound us out? A relative? Ernest was Alexandra's brother. I'd have sent him. Wouldn't you?
Well,
so, what is your advice to me?
Don't see her.
But she could be my grandchild.
Even so.
How easily you say that. If I turn my back on her, and she is really Nicky's daughter, could you live with that? Who is this woman? There must be some way to know, beyond all doubt.
And what are you going to do?
I will consider what you've said, of course. Then I shall do what I think best.
Stop worrying.
If I knew how. What is Aunt Olga going to say?
I have no idea. What if the Empress sent her here? We've broken through the silence. We've grounds for hope, you understand?
I can't keep level, Eric. It's all one way or the other. It's nearly over. Or there's nothing for me and I'm lost. I only know... Oh, Lord, it's coming now.
Ah, so you're the girl.
Aunt Olga?
Come closer to the light so I can see you. Prince Erich.
Your Highness?
Aren't you pretty? Nicky's girls were all so pretty. Can it possibly be you?
Can't you tell?
Anastasia was so high when I saw her last. You could be anyone.
The Empress would know. Aunt Olga, will she ever see me?
She will not receive impostors.
Is that what you think?
It's what I'm here to find out. In a moment, we shall see.